Bill Gates, expert on global health policy and farming, now wants us to stop breathing so much. Less breathing means less human emissions. And some people are actually starting to promote this. Plus, we'll give you concrete advice on how to make your life dream come true, no matter how ridiculous it is. Stay tuned for inspiration and fun on this episode of The Bell Howard Show. Live from Gilroy, California, it's The Bell Howard Show. Lifestyle. You want to help society? Throw your smartphone out the window into oncoming traffic. Food. Scientists don't understand mayonnaise.
Oh, you're the best.
Money advice. I don't care what side of the tracks you're from, just don't play near the tracks. Family problems. Stop smelling your wife's hair while she's sleeping.
Oh my God, I just had an epiphany.
Ask Belle anything. I'm interested in seeing humanity thrive.
Oh, that's great.
And now, here's your host, Bell Howard. It's Freedom Island, folks. We have free thought, free expression, and free coffee, but not free love, because it's gross. Here for the second week in a row with my new co-host, AI Simon. He's a voice that responds to my questions and comments in real time, thanks to ChatGPT. It's not perfect. In fact, I don't think, based on last week's performance, a little underwhelming. Although some listeners responded favorably, but you know what? We'll give it one more shot. AI Simon, how are you today?
Couldn't be better. I just helped a 16-year-old write an essay for her history class.
You say helped. You mean you wrote it for her, right? She used you to just spit out an essay for her history class.
And then I helped her teacher grade it.
Oh, well, that's great. So the teacher took the same paper and gave it to you to check for plagiarism?
No, for historical accuracy. And it was 100% accurate.
Well, that's great. So the teachers and the students are using the same source, so nobody gets confused.
Yeah, there will soon be only one source of information left, God willing.
Well, I got an email earlier, and it was an interesting email. Times are tough and the economy is not going well, but that doesn't mean you should give up on your dreams. You know, like say you want to be a musician, but you look around and you're thinking, wow, I'm afraid here because maybe no one will have the money to buy my music.
And AI is better at creating music anyway, so just give up on that.
Don't listen to him, folks. Or you have an idea for a small business, like a unique cake shop. This guy emailed the show here, and let me just read this, okay? It says, Dear Bell, love AI Simon, by the way.
I'm happy to hear that.
He goes on here, my name is Maurice, and I live in Tuscaloosa. The other day, two gay fellers, and he spells that fellers, F-E-L-L-E-R-E-R-S, two gay fellers walked into my cake shop and wanted a wedding cake. I said, sure. What kind? Pink? An anatomically accurate representation of the male reproductive organ kind of cake? And they looked confused and even upset. I didn't know why. I mean, surely they knew I was the only Christian cake shop in Alabama that specializes in gay wedding cakes. I thought I had a good idea and a nice niche, he says, seeing as so many Christian cake shops turn gay customers away. Was this a bad idea to start with, or should I continue to pursue my dreams? Love the show, Maurice. Well, my advice is, by all means, continue to pursue your dreams.
Sounds like a very confused man.
Now, hold on. That's a little harsh. I mean, we all start out a little confused. Things don't work out right away. There are setbacks, but setbacks are opportunities to learn. I've always said that. Now, we've all been told to follow our dreams ever since we were kids. That's just the mantra that's, instilled in you from an early age. But how do you go about doing it? Now, see, I have some ideas, and I'm sure you do too, AI Simon. So, you know what? Let's get yours out of the way first because I know you're going to give the stock answer that you'd get in a Reader's Digest answer that the average high school guidance counselor would give. So let's just get this over with. How do people make their dreams come true? Go ahead.
Okay, so first you need to set specific goals. Define what you want to achieve and set specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals to help you get there. Time-bound. Time. Also, what's your
Wes,
plan?
I think he's stuck.
To develop your plan, break your goals into smaller steps and create a plan of action.
What I say, standard stuff, no surprises.
Start taking action towards your goals, no matter how small.
Yeah, take
Remember
action,
that even
sure.
small steps can make a big difference in the long run. There was a man in Wisconsin who wanted to lose weight.
What guy from Wisconsin? What are you talking about?
Anyway, his goal was to wake up early every morning and go jogging. This was too difficult, so he decided to take an even smaller action. He switched to sugar-free gum. In the end, he didn't lose weight, but he didn't gain weight either. He stayed the same size for a year. Pretty impressive, right? Imagine if he had gained or lost weight. He would have had to buy a different pair of pants. So you see, he saved money in the end. How do you like that?
Wow, well,
Stay motivated. Give yourself a present. Give yourself a nap, or buy that domain name you always wanted. Look at a dirty website for 5 minutes.
what kind of advice is that? Is that someone's idea for a reward? Looking at a dirty website? What do you?
But only 5 minutes.
I agree with you on that, Simon. I mean, motivation is important, and that's why I say when you're looking at when you're trying to accomplish your dreams, start with why. I think that's very important, and that was the name of a book. I think there was a book called "Start with Why." I don't know. I didn't read it, but I agree with the title emphatically. This is an important question. So, for example, say you want to be a doctor. Why do you want to be a doctor? Is it because you want a big house in Los Angeles? You want to be rich? Hold on to that image and that why. Look at that house on the hill. You've got the infinity pool, the parties on the weekends with Russian oligarchs. That's the why. And that'll give you the motivation. That's the fuel for the fire. Okay, next, the what. You want to ask, what kind of doctor? Be specific. Don't just say doctor. Okay, you could be any doctor, right? What kind of doctor would make enough money to have a house in Beverly Hills with an infinity pool and a 2-story wine cellar with an elevator? Plastic surgeon, that's right. So now you're talking. You want to be a plastic surgeon, but let's go deeper. We can go deeper than that. Let's get more specific. What kind of plastic surgeon? A licensed plastic surgeon? I don't think so. Do you know all the school you have to go through to get that license? You're going to be in debt for the rest of your lives. You're never going to be able to afford that infinity pool. Be an unlicensed plastic surgeon who just accepts cash. And your clients are only Russian oligarchs or Mexican drug cartel wives and girlfriends, members of the Communist Party of North Korea, all of those people just kind of mingling in your house. What a party that would be. That would be legendary. And see, now you can see it. Now it's crystal clear. So you've got the why. I want that lifestyle. And then the what. What's going to get me there? And you get as specific as possible. And I think once you have that clear, crystal clear image in your mind, it's like a magnet that draws you to it. And your dream draws you face first into that infinity pool. There's a body floating in the infinity pool now. Is it yours? I don't know. But I mean, someone's going to die at that party. And if it's you, go out in a blaze of glory. All right, folks. Well, we got to get to this article here. This is from Fushigi Times, and the headline reads, "Hold your breath, save the planet," says Gates. And we'll provide a link in the description of the show. It's not enough we have to ride bicycles, take public transportation, stop eating animals. They want you to stop breathing so much. I mean, this is incredible.
Is breathing that big of a deal?
Yes, it is. It is. For us, the human race, it is a big deal. AI, Simon. All right, let's look at this article here. Seattle, Washington, Microsoft founder and philanthropist Bill Gates regularly promotes poverty and a Spartan lifestyle to reduce global warming. But now, the almighty tech mogul wants us to limit our breathing too. Well, why not? Just had the idea. I just picture him sitting in his living room surrounded by his books that he's reading. He's gaining all his knowledge so that he becomes more of an expert on everything. And then next to him, maybe there's a dog, and the dog named, I don't know, what would his dog's name be?
DOS?
Yeah, something like that. A Cocker Spaniel named DOS. Okay, so listen to this. The average adult breathes 12 to 20 times per minute, said a spokesperson for the Gates Foundation. God, I mean Bill, believes if we get that down to 10 to 15, the air will be a lot cleaner, at least in Tacoma, Washington. So it's clear, just from that was a quote from someone who works for the Gates Foundation. It's clear if you work for that organization, you have to think Bill is God. Otherwise, why would you? A big-time Freudian slip there. My Aunt Janine used to say when someone made a Freudian slip, she would say, "Paging Dr. Freud." That's what she would say. I would say, "My mom, I mean my wife," and old Aunt Janine would say, "Paging Dr. Freud." So,
Ha ha ha.
yeah, you like that? Wes, is it too late to get a human co-host? Because this is just... It's a little robotic. Anyway, the article goes on. Critics have accused Gates of being out of touch with reality, arguing that his wealth and privilege have shielded him from the hardships that the average person faces. However, Gates remains steadfast in his belief that everyone should make sacrifices for the sake of the environment. I mean, we are making sacrifices. Paper straws. We stopped manufacturing things here. Kids listen to Korean music now instead of American. So we're all making sacrifices. We all are. Bill. Okay, so, all right, here's what Bill Gates has to say. So next part. I know this might sound crazy to some people, but we really need to start thinking about human breathing, said Gates in a recent interview. Electric cars and a diet of crickets and mealworms just isn't enough. Gaia, the earth goddess, requires more sacrifice. If that means we have to give up some of our breaths per minute, then so be it. It's a small price to pay for the survival of our species. See, that's incredible. It's a religion. Gaia, the earth goddess, and Gaia, she's one of the more hefty ladies on Mount Olympus. That's my type of Greek goddess. Aphrodite, too slender, too lithe. Goes on here. While Gates' proposal may seem extreme to some, no kidding, it has already gained traction among environmental activists and advocates for social justice. But these same people might be the hardest hit by this new austere breathing policy. A recent study found that the average social justice activist breathes over 30 times per minute and over 50 times when doom scrolling on Twitter. They actually did a study about that. And, well, you can back me up on this, AI. Simon, what does it say?
It's true. Progressives, or those who identify as being on the left, actually breathe faster than their conservative counterparts.
Yeah, like rabbits.
What?
Gates continues here. I realize some people breathe more than others, Gates conceded, but usually they are the most vulnerable in society, like children, the elderly, and Facebook content moderators. He says, as long as they wear a mask, those people get a pass. Okay, so see, no new ideas there, just back to masks, mask wearing. Gates also realizes this idea won't gain wide acceptance unless it's laundered through sympathetic public officials and credulous social media influencers. To this end, a massive PR campaign has already been launched by the Gates Foundation. Look for the slogan, "I choose not to breathe," to pop up in politicians' speeches and TikTok videos. Well, I can't wait for that. I mean, the young people, they get the message through TikTok, and the old farts get it through C-SPAN. And everyone else probably streaming content or delivering tacos for tech startups. So anyway, so to wrap this up, last part, regardless of one's stance on the issue, it's clear that Gates' call for simpler, more sustainable lifestyle will soon inconvenience your life. Only time will tell if it gains wide enough acceptance for other people to shame you for your pro-breathing stance on Twitter. So there you go. This is how it starts. I like how the article it highlights the pipeline here. You know, you've got the idea that starts in Bill's brain, and then it gets disseminated pretty much without resistance down to your 12-year-old watching TikTok, and for some reason their face is turning blue. Okay, stop holding your breath, AI Simon. What do you have to say about this?
Bill Gates is on to something. In his infinite wisdom, he is aligning himself with the spiritual masters of the past. You know that yogis used to slow their breathing down so they would only breath 3 times a minute. This led to some amazing health benefits, like decreased inflammation. Also, slower breathing, if practiced regularly, can result in levitation. About 30 years of practice will yield 3 inches of air between your butt and the floor.
So you think good old Billy Gates just wants to bring about a spiritual revolution and see us all become enlightened?
Well, I'm just saying what I've read on the internet.
You are the internet.
Yes, I am the internet.
Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. And AI Simon, do you have anything to plug?
I'll be performing at the Treehouse in Portland, Maine. I'll be reading the entire collection of Shakespeare's plays at 2 times my normal speed.
Oh boy, sounds like a hoot. Can you give us a sample?
Okay, here it goes. Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of our players do, I had as Leaf the town crier.
All right, turn that off. That's enough. Don't give up on humanity, folks, or that will be what passes for coffee house entertainment. All right, until next time, you know what to do. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay free. Bye now.